Well, Don Farrow, decades-old food menus, and the Santa Fe rail line. These three things sent one Mizzou alum back to campus. And KMUH's Bradley Davis walks us through the homecoming history she found.
Papa Kent doesn't have white hair.
I'm a Mizzou alum, but I come from this very long line of railroaders.
The crossroads of her past.
It's the university's football team and their followers. So the football players were on this train.
Come together in the form of
some menus that were related to train travel that had to do with a Mizzou game. We have a family member who had access to some archives of just old things related to trains.
Kansas City resident Sarah Pope has two original template train menus from the 1937 and 1923 football seasons.
And they started their lunch with chilled tomato juice.
They remind us of a different time in the football world.
It was a week-long event, you know. They had gone to Los Angeles from Columbia, Missouri, so that's a long train ride. I love old stories, and so these menus sort of take you back in time to where there would be a football game, and they had a train that was specially commissioned to take them to these games.
But you don't have to come from a long line of railroaders to take a walk down Mizzou memory lane.
The coolest thing is that Don Farrow was there for both games. So one of them was November 1923, and so that's when Don Farrow was a player at Mizzou. The other one is in 1937. At that time, Don Farrow was a coach.
Ellis Library has old MU yearbooks called Savitars from 1894 through the last issue in 2006. Almost all of them open to the public. MU archivist Anselm Hulsbergen knows the value the Savitars still hold.
It really can speak to people in its own way when they want to know something about a decade in the university. This would be a starting point. If they want to know something specifically about a football team, this will be a starting point.
So this homecoming present, take a walk through homecoming past. It's all right here.
So it's a very valuable document from us, both from a historical and a nostalgic perspective.
Read about the first homecoming from the time it actually happened, or this homecoming game with Oklahoma the same year as Pope's train map, a 10-0 win over Nebraska in '61, a high-scoring dub over Texas in '97, and so much more, and it's all right here. Pope has already visited Ellis with her husband to see these old Savitars. For her, it started with the menus.
There's just this whole web of history that you untangle with when you just start looking into, like, oh, here's a proof copy of a menu. Like, who would have thought?
Let me see you again.
A connection found through her family's past.
Everybody always bonds over their love of trains and working for the railroad. I think that was one of the first songs I learned when I was a kid. Was, you know, I've been working on the railroad all the live long day.
Bradley Davis, KMUH Sports, Columbia.
That is just awesome. If you want to take a look at some of that history online, you can find digital versions of the Savitars on the Ellis Library website.